everyone, and welcome. We're going to talk about a massive shift happening right now in software development. Let's get right into why quality assurance, or QA, is quickly becoming the single most important skill for any developer in this new age of AI. So, a little bit about us. We're from WeblineIndia. For over a quarter of a century, we've been in the trenches, building rock-solid custom software. And that whole journey has brought us right here, to the cutting edge, where we're now building some really advanced agentic AI solutions. And that brings us to the elephant in the room, right? I mean, when an AI can just spit out thousands of lines of code in the time it takes you to brew a cup of coffee, what is a developer's real job anymore? What are we supposed to be doing? Well, the answer lies in this new field called Agentic Engineering. And really, it's all about a fundamental shift in our focus. We're moving away from just creating code to something that's way more critical, validating it. Think about it like this. For decades, the hardest part of our job was what you could call the creation bottleneck. The sheer painstaking manual labor of just typing out syntax. But today, with AI, that bottleneck has completely moved. Now the big challenge is validation. How do we prove that the mountains of code the AI just gave us are actually correct, secure, and do what they're supposed to? So let's just put a clear definition on it. Agentic engineering is this new discipline where the developer's main job is to be the verifier in chief. You're not just the builder anymore. You are the final quality gatekeeper for everything the AI produces. And doing that job requires a totally new way of thinking. We have to evolve from being just coders to becoming what you might call a director of code. It's almost like stepping into a leadership role, even if you're an individual developer. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. You have to become a professional skeptic. Your main responsibility isn't just to build the feature anymore. It's to make sure that feature can survive all the chaos of the real world. So what does this director role really mean? Well, it's about strategic oversight. You're managing multiple AIs. It's about system integration, making sure all these different AI-generated parts actually fit and work together. You're also setting up the architectural guardrails, the high-level rules for the AIs. And maybe most importantly, you're focused on intent verification. Does the final output actually match what the business needs? Okay, so that's the mindset. But how does this actually look in the real world? Let's talk about the practical, new workflows that come with it. It all starts with the prompt. Seriously, a prompt is no longer just a casual request like, hey, build me a login page. It has to be treated like a super detailed, rigorous test plan that outlines all the boundaries, the edge cases, and the failure conditions before a single line of code even gets generated. This leads to a new kind of workflow people are calling test-driven development 2.0. It's a pretty cool cycle. Step 1, a human, that's you, writes the high-level test specification. Step 2, you hand that spec to an AI agent and tell it to implement the logic until every single test passes. And then step 3, the magic part, the agent enters this autonomous loop of writing code, running tests, and self-correcting over and over again until your spec is perfectly met. And this table here really lays out the difference. In the past, our primary output was just lines of code. Now, it's verifiable logic and the tests to prove it. Our main tool is shifting from a text editor to an agentic orchestrator. And this one is huge. QA is no longer some separate department down the hall. It is now embedded in every single developer. The value we bring isn't just about implementation speed anymore. It's about system robustness and certainty. So how do we actually build this next generation of engineers? I mean, the way we train new developers has to change, and it has to change in a big way. Phase 1 is all about building that skeptic's mindset we were talking about. So we'll give a trainee a piece of code that looks absolutely perfect, but there's a hidden flaw. Their job isn't to fix it. Nope. Their job is to find the flaw, write a test that specifically fails because of it, and then let an AI make the correction and validate that their test now passes. After that comes phase 2, mastering observability. I mean, when you're dealing with thousands of lines of AI-generated code, the old way of debugging is just impossible. So trainees have to learn these sophisticated tools for distributed tracing and log analysis just to understand how these incredibly complex systems are actually behaving. When you put this all together, the mindset, the workflows, the training, the goal is to move past what some people call vibe coding. Just prompting an AI and kind of hoping for the best. Instead, we need to get back to real professional engineering, where we build our systems with absolute certainty. And look, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. Writing the code is now the easy part. The real, valuable, and difficult work is the validation. This whole shift is creating a new set of industry standards. First, trust has to be earned through tough evaluations, not just because an AI sounds confident. Second, since generating code is basically free, the real value is in its quality. Third, having a human in the loop is absolutely mandatory for safety. And finally, every single developer is now a guardian of the system's integrity. Honestly, this is the very philosophy that guides all the work we do at WeblineIndia. So if your team is looking to move past that vibe coding phase and start building professional, verified AI solutions, we would love to connect and share what we've learned. You can reach out to us at WeblineIndia.com. For more on agentic engineering, you should definitely follow us on our social channels. And of course, if you found this useful, hit that subscribe button to keep getting practical insights just like this. Thank you so much for your time today. If you found this explainer helpful, giving it a like and a share would be massively appreciated. It really helps get this information out there. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.